Hey guys, how's everyone doing? This is Sir Jedi Sentinel, and welcome back to Batman Be Vlogged, the weekly vlog series where I review an episode of Batman Beyond after watching it for the very first time. Today we are looking at episode 24, Revenant, written by Hilary J. Bader and directed by, excuse me, I'm gonna butcher this, Kyung Won Lim. So this is another episode that focuses primarily on Terry's school, which was already kind of a flag for me. As I've said in the past, to me personally, episodes that focus specifically on Terry's school life are some of the weakest episodes in the series. You know, like The Winning Edge from season 1. And let me see, do I have any of them written down here for me? No, I don't. So, yeah, that's the only one that comes to my mind. At worst, the episodes that focus on Terry's school life are kind of some of the worst at the show. At the best, they've been average. I think there's only been one standout. It's I can't remember the name of it, but it's the episode where Max finds out Terry is Batman. That's been one of the best episodes of this particular subgenre of Batman Beyond episodes so far. Bit of a tangent there. Anyway, back to Revenant. So there are mysterious goings on at the school. The episode opens with students finding the coach's old trophies embedded in the roof, or there's a bunch of occurrences that students list without us ever actually seeing, and it leads to this superstition that there is a ghost haunting the school. So, obviously thinking something's up, Terry decides to investigate. I haven't talked about performances in a while. The characters have all kind of fallen into their roles pretty good, so there hasn't really been a lot to say. Will Friedle is doing what he always does as Terry McGinnis in Batman. He hasn't really done anything stand out in a while, but thankfully he hasn't done anything really bad either. That being said, we get a great performance from Kevin Conroy in this episode in particular, where when Terry starts telling him about these goings on, Bruce very firmly states how he doesn't believe in ghosts, and he's trying to dispel the notion in Terry. There's not a lot of Bruce in this episode, but there's just something about the way Conroy plays it in that whole, science that's too advanced, people often believe is magic. That's essentially all he's here to say. That he plays really well. So, what is going on here? Actually, before I get to the reveal, because turns out it's not a ghost, there is a really touching scene here with Terry's family in particular, So, word of the ghost has gotten out, and Terry's little brother, Matt, wonders if, they could use a Ouija board, because there was something with a seance. In fact, that's what the thumbnail I'm using is from. And Terry's brother Matt wonders if they could use a Ouija board to contact his dad. It's a very touching scene. I've been back and forth on the character of Matt McGinnis, and it's just, I think I've kind of come to the realization why sometimes he works and sometimes he doesn't. He is one of the best, most well-done child characters I've ever seen in fiction, and that's why I've been so back and forth on him, because the times when I don't really like him are when I kind of find him annoying in the way I kind of find children annoying, and the times I do like him are the times I find him really endearing in the way I find children endearing. And in fact, this episode also ends on that note. Like, I love the bond between Terry and Matt. It's very wholesome. So anyway, what is going on? Well, through some detective work, I almost said Max. Max is there, but I don't think she was there for that scene. Terry is able to figure out that, because there was an attack on the coach, an attack on school bully Nelson, Terry is able to connect the dots and figure out who's behind it. Willie Watt. This episode is a sequel to Golem, which Golem was the third or fourth episode of season 1, because the first two were a two-parter. And still at this point, it is my least favorite episode of the series. Yeah, it turns out after the events of Golem, the events of Golem have given Willie psychic powers. and he is using them to wreak havoc on the school, get revenge while he stays in juvenile hall, far away from the action, so he can get off scot-free. First of all, I like the redesign of Willie here. I said one of the problems with Golem is that everyone, while animated and cartoony, yes, has very realistic designs for characters, and then Willie Watt is really caricaturish. He does not fit the style of the show at all. Here, his proportions look much better. He looks much more human. He looks way less cartoony. The redesign is really effective. And, instead of being a bullied kid pushed to his breaking point, that is also kind of an incel. He feels much more effective a villain here. And the fight, the ending fight between Willie and Terry is really well done. The animation for that sequence is gorgeous. I don't have much to say on that. Again, Revenant is very average, and it's a really good sequel to an episode that I really don't like. That's it. Those are my thoughts on Revenant. Have you watched it? What are yours? Start a conversation in the comments below. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Click the bell next to subscribe to get notifications when I upload. Share the video around. All of it helps my channel grow. And in the description box below, you'll find the link to my Twitter, where you can follow me and get updates on the channel. This is Sir Jedi Sentinel, and I'll see you guys next week for episode 25.